Oops, excuse me. We go live. Hi, everybody. Dave Woodson, Rural of the Prime Real Estate here in Northwest Indiana. One of the admins of Out of the Box Al. And I'm getting stared at by my daughter, who is not a very comfortable feeling, by the way. Let's get over to the live show here real quick so I can see what's going on. Here we go. And it's an open session this evening, folks. We're here to answer your questions. You guys got questions. You don't have questions. We don't have much of a show, so hopefully you guys have questions, and we'll go from there. It's Jim Morgan's in the house. Who else is in the house? Lisa Moore's in the house. Two people that I've met. Jim, I haven't met you face to face, but Lisa, I know you from high school, so you really don't count. I'm kidding. But I do actually have show notes, so give me a second. I'll go over there right now. Jim Morgan's already dived off. I actually do have show notes. Not much of show notes, but I do have show notes nonetheless. In fact, I need to do one thing real quick. Let's do this. Let's do this real quick. Hopefully Andrew Gavin will join us here shortly. Hi, William. Doing pretty good, buddy. I'm surviving the day. It's actually pretty one of those days I've actually got to work my way through an inspection response, waiting on another one right any moment now. I should have it in my hand. I would assume so. We're fixing most of everything on it. Things we're not fixing is what I would consider minor. I think we're only fixing two things that are not minor. We're fixing all the electrical, fixing the radon, which is a major, obviously. And then just waiting to hear back from the other agent. I was surprised I have not heard back from her yet, but it is what it is. Got the other one done up today, and we're moving forward on that. This is my first house with knob and tube. But if you guys don't know what knob and tube is, you don't live in Indiana, and you don't have a 100-year-old house. I can't complain. I really cannot complain. I do have some big news considering what I did today. I did something that I'll share with later, and oops. Oh, Siri wanted to talk to me too. I should have I'm doing it for sub-owner, which irritates me to no end. I got to do. I'm working both sides of the deal because it's a buy owner, and they want to have answers right away. Even though I told them on Friday that they was going to review today. Why don't we have an approval? I was like, well, it's the 17th, and we're not scheduled to close to the 29th. That's why we don't have an approval, because they're taking their sweet ass time. So, but they want to have answers right now, and what did you figure out already? What did you figure out already? What do you think? What do you think you figured out already, Jessica? I didn't leave my company, so it's not that. I think my company would have to do something majorly to piss me off for me to get immediately my company. Send me a link to your book. I would love to check your book out. What's your bed like? What's my bed like? What's your news? The news is going to come a little later. I want Andrew Gavin to be on the show with me next week. I'm going to hopefully be talking to an agent out of Houston, Texas, and talk about how the hurricane has affected their business and what to expect and what they should be expecting to moving forward over the next year. To spill the beans, stop the beans, stop or spill the beans. No, I don't want you to spill the beans. You talked to Andrew Gavin today. You already know what the news is, probably. What do you got in your mouth, jackass? No, I don't want you to spill the beans. You're quiet yet. Yes, I talk to my dog like that. William, give you a copy, give you a link to your book. I'll give you a review. I'd love to read it. I don't hold back. You know me. I'm a swinger. I swing for the fences every chance I get. So I will check it out. I'll check it out If it's on LinkedIn, I actually did order a book and just got it today. Not sure how good it is. It popped in my news feed and it looked interesting, so I picked it up and it was from it is just got it today. Secrets to Top Selling Agents. Dave Liniger, Gary Keller. As Gary, when's the last time Gary Keller sold a house? Tom Ferry. When's the last time Tom Ferry sold a friggin' house? Lee Brown. She kicks ass. She's CRS. She's the president of CRS. Maybe if I ever meet her, I'll get her to sign this book for me. So I bought this book, and this is next on my agenda to read this one. Yeah, William, would love for you to send me a signed book. I love all my books. If you give me a book, you gotta sign it. So thank you. I'm not in the new home. This is the apartment. That's why you hear the train. This is still the apartment where they should be in the home within a month, hopefully. And we're drinking wine. We're drinking a glass of Malbec this evening. I'm actually two-fisting it this evening. A Bloody Maria as well. Actually, if you're going to be technical, I'm three-fisting it. Had a large Coke Zero right here as well, a big Kahuna. Shout out to Family Express. So earlier today, I posted a link on Out of the Box about how you can pull the emails addresses from LinkedIn of your contacts. And I immediately, the first thing I thought of was probably something that I absolutely hate, is that I immediately thought of agents immediately putting them in their shitty newsletter feed and spamming them all the crap, like with all the new crappy newsletters, all the open houses they're going to be doing, all the price reductions they're going to be doing. And so I immediately saw that and I said, that's a horrible idea. Please don't do that. And I try to leave a comment on roller.com where roller.org, wherever that was posted originally, and it would not allow me to leave a comment, because I was going to say that too. Say exactly what I just said right here. I wasn't going to hold back any punches. So it made me think, how can you build your CRM? Because the CRM is a project that I'm working on the last year, and I still don't have my CRM the way I want, where I want it. Hey, David Fresquez. And so I see where I had it, and I think I posted last week that I've had a lot of orphans in my database, where all I have is a first name and a phone number, and I don't know if the phone number is even good. Should I reach out to them? Because I don't know how old they are. They could be 6 years old, they could be 10 years old, they could be 12 years old. So I'm calling a first name. I'm calling a Dorothy at 708 number, and they could have bought 3 houses in that time frame. This could be something back from my days when I did mortgages, for crying out loud, and I would not know who it was. And so um, so I asked, should I just delete them and just start over, or should I reach out to them? And most people said reach out to them, but I'm not sure if I want to reach out to them or not. I mean, it's because part of it's a little embarrassing that I've not ever in the last year or two reached out to them, or in the last 4 years, or it could be even 5 years now at this point. It could be even longer that I've not reached out to these people. So how can I? Yeah, that sounds easy, William, but it's not my style, and I don't want to be suck it up, Buttercup. Maybe I should record these and maybe I should do these live on the air as part of Wine with Woodson during the day, a daytime Wine with Woodson, as I call the heyo, Misha's in the house, as I call the old database and see what happens. So I was kind of thinking of how 5 ways you can build your database, and I don't have any master plan here and anything like that. It's just in your head. I know I should get out of my head sometimes. So I was thinking of how 5 ways you can build your database without being spammy, or without hacking LinkedIn, or for being like every other realtor that if you meet them one time, they automatically think you want to be on their database. Where's the dog at? Mary? Where's the dog at? Okay. I hear the other one barking. Hey, Dorothy, want to buy a house? Hey, Duff. Anyway, we're from Chicago. You know who Duff and Dorothy is. Maybe I should hand these off to some assistant and let them call them, and if they get a deal out of it. They got to pay me a referral fee. Make my life easier. No, suck it up and start calling. That's what I'll do tomorrow. Suck it up and start calling. So how can you build your database with 5 easy ways to build your database? Networking. Networking is the way, but when you network when I say network, you got to provide good content. I'm going to call. Oh, the Gavinator's in the house. Nah, he's walking away. He's shut the door so Maribel can't walk in and catch him.
That's right. Hey, what are you talking about? Who's on?
Talking about building your database. 'Cause I haven't shared my news yet, even though I think you shared my news.
No, I didn't.
Well, how does Jessica know?
I don't know. Did you send that to her and I together?
No, I only sent it to you.
I don't know. I haven't talked to Jessica.
I don't blame you for not talking to her.
No kidding. She's mean. Was she complaining about she hates hobby stores this week already?
Well, if you hate hobby stores, then why do you go to them?
No. All right, so what were we talking about? I wanted to talk about long-term follow-up.
Well, I was talking about building your database. So that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So one is networking, provide good content, obviously. Number two, and this is not a long list, networking.
Face-to-face networking.
Face-to-face, get in their card, getting their business card from them, and going and putting them back in your database, emailing them, but getting their permission to do so. Hey, do you mind if I add you to my newsletter? I provide good content, I provide coupons, or I do this every month. And if you don't find it entertaining, just unsubscribe. It's not a big deal. I won't be. Hey, do you mind if I add you to my newsletter? That's one. That's 1 out of 5. Coupons, I do this every month.
Wow.
You gotta quit doing that.
Sorry about that.
You got to promote online content. So this is right up your alley, writing a blog.
I don't know. Well, so that's a great question. Keller Williams drives the idea of add value and
Well, I think everybody drives the idea of add value.
How do you know what the person receiving what you perceive as valuable content? If you
I think
you're not interacting with them.
I think you and I subscribe to the same guy, and I like his theory of and I'm not going to say too much on here because I'm not sure he's even watching me right this morning.
This show's not about naming names.
Yeah. But anyway,
Bill Crane. You're always talking about
it's not a Bill Crane. But no, it's about adding some building value and talking about the local area. So I think if you're talking about the local area, I think anybody doing business in the local area would be interested in what you have to say about it, or what you have to say, or maybe if you interview someone from the local area, they'd be interested in learning more about the local insurance guy, or the local chef, or this local bike messenger, or something like that.
All right, so I could see that. Where do you think it fails? So, okay, we go out. Let's say everybody listening tonight. Wow, we got 11 people, 10 people. As soon as I came on, someone left. That's not surprising. But let's say
not at all.
Let's say everyone decides they're going to go out and somehow they are able to interview people, record the content, and then distribute the content wherever. Now, let's say 50 people on average see that content. How do you twist that into how do you build a relationship from that ends up getting you into a referral relationship? Excuse me, I was actually working on my car, so I'm a little sweaty.
Well, how do you? Ask that last part one more time. I got distracted by something.
So how after you've delivered this good content,
Right.
and people are consuming it on a regular basis, they're actually looking forward to it. How do you like intentionally turn that into a deeper relationship and a referral relationship?
Well, I think one way to do it is you lather, rinse, repeat. You got to do it again the next week. You can't do it
Okay.
once. You can't not.
So
You
I'm
cannot absolutely do it once.
okay.
So the other way is to make sure you promote it. Obviously, the first time, promote it properly. Get it out there on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then and always make sure you're always backing up that content. Whenever you say, do you have a good insurance guy? You always go back to that first guy or that second guy and say, yes, you want to call this guy for this and this guy for that. So you always want to make sure you back up with that, and make sure they're promoting it as well. Make sure they're putting it out there to their circles as well. Because if they're not willing to do that for you, for themselves, and then why are you doing it for them? If they're not willing to do it for themselves, why are you doing it for them?
Okay, so now we're not actually, so now what you're saying is everything we do is intentional to get something back. So we're not really,
No, it's not
so
intentional to get something back. It's intentional to make sure they're out promoting themselves.
okay.
Because I'm going to interview you. So, Andrew, make sure when I get done with this and I promote it, I want you to make sure you share it with all your friends. I want them to see how great you are, how great an insurance salesman you are. Would you do that for me?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
With your database. So now if they share with their database, their monthly newsletter, they get to see me as the mortgage guy or the real estate guy or the title guy, which is I'm the real estate guy.
Okay, I agree. Yep. So you're doing
So
interviews. You're now are these are other so these are you're doing interviews for other business
industries,
owners that you interact with, right?
right? Insurance
And
guys, mortgage people,
the idea is that they might share this with their database and or should
or
to because
should,
now they have something to share.
right?
So let me ask you this for your own success, is it worth it for you to help set them up to be able to interview them? So now you're saying, hey Jessica, I want to interview you about how you do your editing for your weekly newsletter or whatever she does. She does something sounds boring to me, but she does it every week. But so you interview her, she's excited to talk to you, of course, and you say, okay, I also have a plan to show that in place that allows you to simply get this out to all your people. Would you like to do it yourself, or I can do it for you? And because then now you're ensuring that you're at least getting one email blast out of it. And you've again made it easy for them. It's going one step further, figuring out how to get that done.
Right.
Uh-oh.
No, Mirabel's going to crack the whip on him now. So let's go to my third point while he's not listening to me. So he's not here to criticize me. Facebook page or a call to action button, or you can put it on Pinterest or any of your social media, any of your social media social media pages. Oh, now he's going back.
What'd you say?
Nothing. You were just how much you were missing the head not having you on the show is like a hole in my heart.
It is, I know. Oh, see, look at this. Bill Crane, the evangelist for marketing all things real estate, says that he says I nailed it, which that makes sense. I don't know what else he said. I can't read the rest of it. It's too small.
You did a good enough job at it. How's that sound?
That's right. That's right. But so you set this up in a way that it's easy for them. So have you ever done a mailing and said, you know what, like, or you mail something out? I thought that was you actually. I was like, but you mail something out and you put in you include the the envelope stamped for the mail back information. Same idea. Make it as easy as possible for them to share it at least one more time. And then I'll ideally find a way to share that socially by tagging them, and then anybody that they talk about within that thing. So now it's spreading a little bit. You're creating a little bit of a spider web. But every time, everything that is set from that, you want it to go back to, let's say, home base for you, which would be your website or your blog, where they might find out more information about you. Look at that pour. That's the type of pour that you get when it comes out of a jug at a.
Well, I know I don't have the bottle with me tonight, so I had to make sure I poured enough in one glass to last me because I'm actually two fisting it this evening.
Hey, where are we at? Are these new pictures? Are you in a different space?
Same space, unless the wife changed artwork behind me, I didn't know about it.
Maybe maybe I'm usually just overwhelmed with your beauty tonight.
The only thing that was taken down and it's back up is the Notre Dame picture because they're pissing me off.
Okay.
I absolutely hate Notre Dame. So I'll never sell a home in South Bend because I hate Notre Dame.
All right. So you're building this database. How are you? What's the goal of each of these times that you're reaching out to your database? So delivering so let's say the most consistent thing that I get for let's say a drip monthly email newsletter is from my title guy. And I'll give him credit for it because I'm involved with at least 10 title guys loosely, and I get one thing. I probably get a free lunch from a mortgage guy at least every other week, and they swear to God they're going to call me back, but they don't. Maybe they just decide it's not worth it. I don't know, but whatever.
Well,
but I get the list of things to do in the neighborhood, which is copied from something else. The weak spot about it, the weak piece about that is that there's no personal note with it. Hey, I'm going to this. Hey, I went to this thing last year. This thing sounds cool because it would do this. Like some personal touch. So you're taking kind of an evergreen type of thing and adding a little personal touch to it, so it doesn't appear that you're on this just generic drip campaign, And then I might even go, wow, that's interesting. He likes whatever, and it causes me to reach out to him again later, or we have that conversation again later. That's rude, Jessica. That's rude. That I would only pay on the first date.
So what I'm hearing from you is at this point, so you want a personal note. I mean, and that's what drives me crazy about a local company here in town. They're probably the largest. They're probably the largest in the area. I won't say the name, but because I'll get in trouble and they're a good decent company for what they do.
Okay.
But they all have. But every month I know it's the first of the month. I know something major holidays coming up because I get 40 or 50. Time to fall back. Time to spring forward. Easter's on the way. He is risen. All right. In the beginning of the month, I get a newsletter, and it's the same canned newsletter from every one of these agents.
Right. Yep.
So there's absolutely nothing personal whatsoever. There's no video in there. There's nothing personal in those videos whatsoever. That's what I like about BombBomb. When I do something like this, or when I send, hey, I found it, found a new home for you. I'll do a quick video for it. I'll make it personal for them.
Yep.
Most agents don't make it personal. It only took me a second. It'll take me less time to do a video than it will for me to type something out.
Yeah, I agree.
And now there's actually something I found today for free called Viewed.
Called what?
Right? It's called Viewed. I'll type it in here now. VIEUEDIT.com. I think it's .com. Yep, that's right. I did it. and it'll let you do free video now through Chrome, just like BombBomb. And it's not better than BombBomb because it's a link. It's a link, not an actual video that you can do through Gmail. But it's absolutely free. And so this could be your step into doing more video, doing more personalized video, if you will, for your clients. So it's a stepping stone.
I like
It's
it.
called viewed. I viewed it. You see it?
Yeah, I'm on there. I'm on there. I like it.
Uh,
Who's using it? Boom, boom, boom. Look at that. It's
it's
got
it's
all the.
it's it's my weekly tech tip for my company. It's actually what I did actually do on Friday, and I actually did it today. It's the
There
best
you
one I've
go.
done all year. It's the second best one I've done all year.
Yep. So one of the things that I've been doing is taking um, articles that I see each morning and reading through it and then picking it apart on Anchor and
Oh,
and
good
just
point. Good idea.
giving my opinion about it because I can
Do
link
I follow
back
you
to
on
it real
Anchor?
easy. What's that?
Do I follow you on Anchor?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'll have to look for you.
So yeah, and then so this idea is because I think what I think makes us what I think makes every real estate agent unique is our personalities, our point of view, the way we process things, the way that we handle situations. So if if I'm putting out content, let's say it's good, let's say it's a viral topic, or it's just the current topic within real estate or within business, and I can give my opinion on it, then it's a lot more than just, sharing an article. Hey, go see this. It's like, hey, here's what I think. And then it almost, you can phrase it in a way that says, what do you think? And almost, start a conversation within that where someone's going to disagree with me. I'm sure they'll be wrong, but they could disagree with me.
They won't be that wrong.
They will. I like this, doing it in Chrome. It'd be easy because you can.
Yeah, and BombBomb you can do in Chrome. You can do in Gmail now.
Now, can you mass text it for like through a Gmail number?
That I don't know.
Because if you could do
I mean,
that from.
the viewed it was one I just found today. BombBomb I haven't done much with. Well, I've done a
Okay.
lot with, but I haven't done. I can do mass emails with it. I can do mass emails with it, but I haven't done too many. But most by BombBomb is one on one,
Okay. Yep.
and so that's mostly what I've done with BombBomb. If I do a mass video, it's usually on YouTube or it's on Facebook. I send you the link or I embed it.
Right. So
So
I think I believe that I want to try this same idea for my long-term client. So I currently right now have five, four or five um, signed BRE clients that are 5 to 7 months out, and
what's a
and
VRE?
so they're signed clients to me.
Okay,
That's
okay.
our buyer broker agreement. That's what
Oh,
ours is.
buyer. Okay.
And so my thing is, what do I? They ultimately don't need to do anything for 5 months. They don't need to get. They don't even need to get pre-qualified. They don't need to go through any of that. They
Yeah, but
could.
you know damn well he's gonna got a buyer's burger agreement. If they find a house they like over the weekend, they're gonna go look at that house.
No, no, that's actually, well, okay, maybe. So actually that happened. We've had that happen, but they weren't signed to us, but we were following, they were claiming they were going to work with us. But that happens for sure. There's no way around that. But you assume if they're signed to a contract, they're going to go with us. So, and I'll give you an example, which is kind of funny actually. So,
Hey Johnny.
clients that were scheduled to meet me, we met, had our appointment, went through all of our stuff. They ended up signing with us. They're 7 months out. my ISA somehow they were still in their list for follow up calls. 2 weeks later, when they called, they said, "Oh, we're working with Andrew at Reef Point," and she's like, "Oh, okay," and she didn't know that this had gone down, but kind of cool that they actually said, "Hey, I am working with this guy." So and that's the only reason we even use that contract is just to kind of create some sort of loyalty. It's really useless at the end of the day, other than just creating some sort of an idea of being loyal.
Go Crane's
So
got another
I
one. It's
think
called
that's
Lou.
important. But so going back to your point with what do you do if they're not ready for 5 or 7 months? There's nothing I can do. I've met them. They're signed to me. If they do something different in that time, okay. I haven't spent any time with them. I'm not losing anything.
Well, I think one of the things you can do is make sure every month, like, I guess there's a time period we have in our sales process. Like right now, it's kind of like a dead time. They're in underwriting, so
Right?
we haven't needed to talk since they've done the inspection response. So I just kind of reached out to them today and said, hey, just wanted to touch base with you. Make sure, is there anything that I can do for you in the time being? I know you're in underwriting and your mortgage broker's handling that, everything for there. Is there anything I can do for you right now? And and I know them pretty well. They said, you can give me a hooker. He said I can get him a hooker. I said, well, that's not going to happen. Then she said, no, leave him alone. And we were all three of us, because it was a mass text, and we were just
It's
joking.
it's
I said,
interesting that he feels comfortable asking you that.
well, because we got to know each other. I mean, we literally spent, I think, 3 nights a week with each other for like 3 weeks straight, looking for houses. And every time we found a house we liked, we got outbid on.
And
And
the side streets of TJ and
yeah,
looking for hookers.
and once you get to know me, I can really, people loosen up with me, and I just have that natural ability. People just loosen up with me. I mean, they feel free to tell me things they probably shouldn't be telling me,
Yes, secretly, a
because
lot of us actually like you, Dave.
I have the vault. I can lock it away in the vault.
That's right.
But
So I,
in your case, you just got to reach out to them once every 2 or 3 weeks, or every once a month, and say, hey, just touching base with you. Is there anything I can do for you? I know you're like 4 months away from looking for houses. You're still in credit repair. You're still on underwriting. You're still doing this. You're still paying this credit card off. Are you keeping up with your long term goals, your short term goals? Is there
okay,
anything is there anything I can help you with to get you that? And be prepared to help them with it. Yeah, I'm
great.
sure,
So
because I'm
slow
sure
down.
you've got a
This
I'm
is
sure
good. Slow down a little bit.
you've got
So
a sphere of let me finish my thought. I'm sure you got a sphere of influence that if they need something, you can get them something.
sure, I agree.
They,
Okay,
if they need a dead body buried, I'm sure we can start digging a hole in the desert right now.
right. We can get some hookers to do it.
That's right.
That's good.
Oh,
All right, so think about this. All right, so you got leads that are 6 months out. You're pretty sure they're committed to you.
well, the wife said she's not going to let me watch Pulp Fiction again. My analogies are running a little dark.
Right? She hates Burger King. She's not watching it anymore. That's good. All right, so you've
Well,
got
hell,
leads 6 months out. All right. In your system, you want to connect with them every 3 weeks. So that's, let's say, 7 months. That's 21 times you're going to connect with them. Let's say it's 18, because by 18 you're probably starting to get ready to look, get pre-qualified. So you've got eight. If you go on a 3 week rotation, you've got to contact them 18 times. How many times can you say, I'm just checking in, to where you're not annoying? So like this is the process that I'm thinking. What's first? What's second? What's third? Do you group this together
I
in
think you
in
get to know
small
them.
groups to lead up to something and then start over?
I think I think you get to know them, and if you find out they're going on vacation in the next 6 weeks, the next 8 weeks, the next 10 weeks, how was your vacation? Did you need someone to let the dog out while you're gone? Yeah, I'm just being facetious. I would never do that. I would never be willing to let someone's dog out unless they live next door to me or something.
right?
But are you really dealing with someone that's sick, maybe 6 months out, and they're not going to get pre-approved until like 5 months out or 6 months out?
I don't even see any reason to. In my mind, I don't see a reason to. Like,
Well, you're right. You're 100% right. But how do we
well, and I'll tell
know?
you what. This particular one that's 7 months out, like they brought their lease to me, and we went through it, and it just financially doesn't make sense to break the lease if they don't have to. You know.
Okay,
So there's a
so
real
they're
obstacle
hoping
there.
in 6 months they can be able to afford a house. They
Well, they
haven't
can
screwed their
afford
credit
one
up yet.
now, but they're locked into a lease that they don't want to pay. You know, to break it. It's a
Well,
pretty aggressive
affording a
lease.
house and being credit worthy is two different things.
Right. The
Okay.
financial piece for them to buy is not a problem. It's the fact that they're in the lease and there's no reason to waste. Like,
Jessica says it perfectly. Tell them you'll call them monthly to check in, then do it. Don't overthink it.
if someone else said that, I would probably agree. Right. I get it. So check what. All right. So Jessica, genius. What's the check-in? Is
Presumed
it
genius.
hey, I'm checking in? Is it hey, what's going on? What did you guys do this month? Get me up to speed. I haven't talked to you in a while. Is it let's grab a beer? What is it?
Because you know what was so great about what a friend of mine who built houses in Joliet, Illinois. He
Okay.
became friends with most of his buildees,
Right?
and still when he drives through the neighborhood, they will stop him and speak to him, offer him food, talk to him about his kids to this day, and it's been 17, 18 years since he built them a house.
Right?
And I think that's a relationship that, and I still think if I see one of my people who I've sold a house to the last 4 or 5 years, they still think of me fondly because I didn't screw any deal. Mary, we talk to Dean. Tell him I'll call him back when I'm done. Sorry, it's my brother and my client. Same phone.
Right?
So
So the reason that I'm kind of asking this and sort of pressing it a little bit, like I can Jessica's comments perfect. Don't overthink it is probably the powerful piece of that particular statement, and just do it. But I just read a short um, report on the idea of
what do you say?
systemizing things and how you can
What do
prove
you say? Sorry.
you've been married to her forever. Like talk to her some other time.
Oh, hold on, keep talking.
Hello, is this Zillow? Jeez. All right, so I just read this
What
report
else?
about how
No way.
a business should be able to systemize things and
I know for a fact that
track
they
everything.
say that on
And the more
Realtor.com,
things
but
that
it,
you
it, it does
track,
not show that because it just shows pending on my end.
the easier it is to get to the next level in each different segment
No,
of your business.
it doesn't matter because it only
This
matters what the
particular
MLS
report
shows.
was related to
But
sort of like
I'll look at it in here in a few
salespeople that
minutes and
are,
let
it
you
was
know for
more
sure.
B2B, but it definitely relates to us in a way of how we should
Bye
track
bye.
our client follow up. So, so what I was saying is I think that it makes a ton of sense to create these systematic follow up pieces that are trackable. Because if I have there's a good chance that I'm going to have another 7 month client. My other buyer's agent, our seller's agent, anybody in our office, or anybody that comes on after us is going to fall into that. So if we don't start tracking these things, if we're not doing this, if it's a free for all, we're at a very low level of efficiency, and we can't understand how we got over here to success. if we did close it, or even if we lose the sale. If that person that's supposed to work with me in 7 months, that's actually signed to a contract, does something different, is it because I didn't do a good job following up? Or even if I did follow up, just do it, did I do it wrong? And if we don't start tracking that with a strategy, we don't know how to fix it for the next guy. It's just start over. And then if he doesn't track it, so that's the idea. Like I know you hate this because you and I both kind of are by the seat of our pants. But I reading into this, it made a ton of sense, because it showed small incremental growth in all these different segments of a business. So 7 months is a long time. You can't just do whatever. It's got to have your message that you're giving on month 1 versus month 3 has to have some sort of an intent to get us to month 6, where it's time to get pre-approved and start searching for houses. So it can't just be, random calls. Like there's got to be useful content that's directed to create some sort of an emotional, conclusion on their part. Like, oh, I have to do this. Oh, I learned this. Oh, this was useful. That's the hard part that I think that I'm dealing with right now is some of these guys are, 4 and 5 months is, 3 months is probably the longest I've had. But this is like, I have one that's like 5 months and one that's 7 right now. I don't know what to do.
Minor issue with the pending of mine. So what do you do when you mark something pending in your MLS and then now all of a sudden it shows up on Zillow that the price has increased but it's still pending? Even though you didn't do the only thing you did was you just marked it pending.
I don't know. Well, since Zillow isn't the official MLS for my area, I don't really care.
Exactly, that's what I think too. That's kind of what I told him. So
Who's upset
I know what
about
I did.
it?
My brother. Well, he's not upset about it. He's just bringing it to my attention that his house that went pending today is now showing pending and the price increased on Zillow.
You sold your brother's house for him?
Yep.
Nice.
So the question
is,
is,
working with family.
It's difficult. Do I have to? It's worse than selling it for myself.
We know how long that took.
No, this actually took less time. So let me ask you a question. Do I have to disclose that it's my brother's house?
Jessica says I'm overthinking it. I don't know that I am. And I'm not overthinking it. I'm concerned about tracking what we do. That's what I'm saying is just checking in is one thing, but checking in with an intention seems to be, if I'm doing the same effort and it takes the same effort and the same amount of time, it seems more useful to be intentional about it versus just check in.
You want to hear my news now?
Let's do it. Oh, man.
I fired my coach today.
Oh. Why? Tell us why. Where's Bill Crane?
I haven't hired Bill Crane yet, but it's not going to say it's not going to be a possibility, but it could definitely be a possibility down the road.
I think you should have fired your coach back when
Did I say that on Facebook?
What?
Oh no, Bill Crane said it on Facebook, Jessica, and I didn't. I forgot that he said that. He let the cat out of the bag. He wasn't supposed to let the cat out of the bag.
So your coach was a cat. Well, maybe that explains things.
He's actually in your backyard.
What? No, stop.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you that. I'll say that off the air. No, my coach is out there though.
That works for that company.
They work for that company. Yeah, I'm not gonna say the name of the company because I don't want to disclose the name of the company, so I don't want to get sued.
He's in San Diego though.
Yeah, he's in San Diego. I'll tell you after the air who he is.
Okay. Huh. And so why?
Um,
So what was not
it was
working
a,
for
it was
you?
a three prong. It was a three prong thing actually. It was timing, family,
You hated his
and
family? What does that
yeah,
matter?
I hated my family. No, I hate my family. No,
Okay.
I just it's either with my mom and dad being sick, and it felt like I was missing too many appointments with him, and so it was a time and family thing. And I just felt like the last 2 or 3 months the phone calls were the same.
What do you mean by the sake?
I wasn't getting anything out of them. I wasn't learning anything. Wasn't moving forward. It was, and if I was paying that much for accountability, I got a wife right there, 5 feet from me, who keep me accountable. I got a broker in my office that'll keep me accountable. I got a mortgage guy who'll keep me accountable.
Hmm. So
And
do you,
they've all said they would do it.
I'll do. I mean, how much were you paying your coach? Because I'll do it for 25% less.
Well, no, I might as well just keep paying him then, because at least he knows the demon.
That's right. Oh man. So because you're saying that you quit coaching because virtually you don't have enough time to commit to your coach or your business.
I have time to commit to my business. I just don't have time to commit to the coaching aspect of it, and it's a little more deeper than that. It just felt that it was not.
How
I
long is your
wasn't
coaching
getting
call?
25 to 35 minutes a month, every 2 weeks.
Okay. So I'll just play devil's advocate.
Play devil's advocate. You beat
Well,
those.
you haven't missed you've missed one wine with Woodson on Monday night. That's an hour plus. How was
I've
it not
actually
your
missed two.
anniversary?
I've actually missed two.
Huh. I couldn't tell.
I no, I've actually missed three. I took a vacation.
Okay, but those were all those what so one was anniversary, which is fair. Vacation, what was the third one? Were you at the hospital with your mom?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so you had one situation that was family related. But let's say you cut wine with Woodson in half and you still had your coach. Like, doesn't that make sense?
But Bill Crane said it nailed it with Dave Woodson. It's all the big coaches offer is accountability for someone who can't sell and probably never sold.
So Bill Crane said you can't sell is what that's and you're
No,
gonna
I
that's
sell just fine.
that's rude.
I'm having just as good a year this year as I did last year. Well, maybe a little off. I'm having a little off this year from last year.
But you're constantly closing a deal or writing an offer. Like, I don't get it. I mean,
Writing an offer, but they get rejected, or I've got to start over again, or they fall apart. Or so the three offers I wrote 2 weeks ago.
three
One
offers
is falling apart already.
so three
I
offers.
wrote three offers, three different people,
How many got accepted?
all three.
All three, but one's falling apart now.
One's already fallen apart,
Whose fault?
dead. The inspectors,
Okay, I had that happen.
and they hired an inspector that I did not recommend. And just because I recommend him, I still expect them to do a fair job for my client. It was just
Okay,
this guy did a piss poor job for my client.
what's the single best advice that worked for you that you got from your coach? Well, what's the best aha that you got from the coach in the time that you spent with him?
I really can't remember one.
So was there a
I
time?
maybe got
Was there
more.
a time?
I maybe got more from Bill Crane and you than I did from them.
Bill Crane's. Whoa, 100K each. He's got to write a lot of offers. That's true. You're right, Jessica. That's right. God, if
200K each.
I was also selling mobile homes, I think I would have to work a lot harder too.
But they are mobile homes in your area.
Like, God, I don't even think. And the only thing we can sell here at 100K is usually is like a Hyundai with leather
So
interior in it.
the one I sold for 125, it was 118.
Okay.
Was a two bedroom condo. Two bedroom condo. that would
Uh-huh.
sell in your area for 350, 450 at least 450 or 500 in your area.
Yeah.
Because
I
you
have a
looked, you were looking you were looking in the east side of my state a week ago, and were shocked at what you can get for the money.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, so it's interesting. So my mom has a condo. It's about a mile from our house.
Too
We own
close.
we own a 3-2, 1,200 square feet. It's worth about 525 grand or so. Um, a
That would
mile
sell
away,
for.
my mom owns a condo with a garage, a detached garage with laundry inside. So kind of a, it's got all the right features for sellability. Problem with that particular unit or that complex is someone owns 25 of them. So it's, you're virtually selling an apartment because of that.
Well,
But
let's be fair. It's one home per every five I have to sell. No, actually, every two and a half.
it's true. Yeah, that's why it doesn't seem like I work that hard because I don't have to
Because
sell as many.
you sell.
But
What's your average sale? What was your average sale last year?
my personal average sale was probably 470.
So you got to sell two. You got to sell one to my every two
Okay. Yep.
or two and a half.
Yeah. I mean, imagine that. That's, but
And
no, not really.
and that's it. And that's if I'm getting lucky and and maintain the average I sold last year. My average last year was 198. This year it's got to be at least 165
Now, why would you go down with the market going up?
because I was in a position. I wasn't in a position to be picky as I was last year. Last year I was a little picky. I would not work with certain clients.
Okay.
I got to remember I had two zero. I have what I had what I would call two zeros in my average. I had a $45,000 house and an $18,000 house, and those were both houses. Believe it or not,
What's it? So what do you get for $18,000?
I did that one because I got $1,000 commission, straight up $1,000 commission.
What does the new owner get? Like what's the
I think he got a half acre of land
wow?
and a 3 bedroom, 2 bath house that needed to be tore down.
It's crazy. So when we sell my mom's condo, she'll probably have, after fees and everything, she'll probably have about 165, 170 cash. She owns the property outright. But so she's on Social Security. So our goal is for her to keep her Social Security. One, it'll go down about 20% just to move to Indiana from California. That's just
Why
the
is she
cost
moving
of
to
living.
Indiana?
Yeah.
Why is she
Um,
moving to Indiana? Get away from you?
Yes, kind of. Well, she has my sister and like my sister has about like 13 kids and they all have two or three of their own. So there's a whole little clan out there that my mom wants to
Hey,
hang
hey,
around
hey,
with.
hey, don't say clan in Indiana.
Sorry, sorry. I was anyways. But my problem is that to spend 160 grand out there is too much house for my mom. So now I'm looking at brand new construction, just, well, two reasons. One, it's a little bit more expensive. And two, we'll probably end up selling it in 5 to 10 years max because she'll move into some sort of a assisted living. Um, and I don't want to put a new roof or anything else. So if I buy something brand new, it's resellable in 5 years because she's not going to do anything to it. But it's just crazy. I mean, the size of land that you can get for 165 grand out there is incredible.
But
And
you're also looking on that side of the state. You're looking over toward Fort Wayne, which is kind of a little bit different beast than right over and this on this side of the state.
yeah, so I think they're an hour north of Fort Wayne. Is it the 65 freeway or something that goes
That's
across there?
64, 60,
64. I think that's where
90,
they're at.
80, 90 goes across there. But
Okay.
64 goes north and south, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, just shocking the difference in like the properties and just going through looking at, using good old Zillow to check out, what's available since I don't have access to that MLS. But I I, I was shocked. I mean, and I know my daughter just moved to Texas, to Houston, or I'm sorry, Austin. She didn't. I keep doing that because of everyone's talking about Houston, but she's in Austin, and they sold a 470 4-bedroom here that was probably 1,300 square feet, and for half that amount of money, they bought a 2,200 square foot house that's less than 10 years old in Austin. I mean, just nuts.
Oh
The
yeah.
difference in it's shocking. And
So
I
why is
mean,
California? Why is California like that?
well, California. I think California. Just the weather for one. San Diego is particularly unique because we got San Diego County. We're really we're stuck. So we've got the border on one side. So at the very south end, we got the border. There's nowhere we can't grow that way. On the north side of San Diego County, we have a massive military base that's not changing ever. So you can't grow north of that. And then as you head east, as you hit from the beach, if you drive 20 miles east, you're in heavy mountain land. That could absolutely be, built on, but it's going to be expensive and it's going to take a very long time. So we're stuck in this kind of, pocket of land. So we're just running out of houses and property. There's no reason that it's ever going to go down. Oh.
So back to a point that I made earlier online about last year from September 1st to September 17th.
Uh-huh.
So I can't remember how many homes that was now. In the same time frame this year, we sold with the as MLS and according to MLS, we sold 100 less homes in the same time frame this year, and we have more agents.
Okay.
We have more agents in MLS. So are we looking at a downturn or a slowdown or seasonality?
Well, you're talking.
And I firmly and I believe and I don't believe in seasonality. This is why I posted the comment that Bill Crane said to me earlier, who's an absolute freaking genius at this point. I don't believe in seasonality. It has never really affected me. I have stayed just as busy November, December, January, but I've always had January, February hiccups for some reason. I
Right.
close I close a crap ton in December, but I always seem like I kind of blow up in December, and I take a week or two off, and I don't do anything until December, January. So I don't believe in seasonality because come back in March, I'm busy as hell in March, February, March, April, May. So I don't believe in seasonality. So, but
Okay.
and I've also heard on a podcast here in the last 3 months that they've noticed a severe downturn in new car sales. So as new car sales goes, so will home sales go as well.
Yeah, but you've got different people buying cars. I mean,
Oh
there's.
yeah, I mean, I look at the neighborhood that I'm living in right now, and I make the comment that we're house poor and car rich in this neighborhood.
Well, I think America's that way. I mean, if you look at one of the biggest problems that we see is that there's not enough parking on streets, especially the older neighborhoods, because families are now having 3 and 4 cars. Even I have 3 cars right now, and there's just the two of us. But you got 2 kids that drive. You've got a trailer, a boat that's parked somewhere. You got all these things that are taking up space because of lifestyle. But so my question to you, Dave, is: do you intentionally target a price point for your business, or do you just
I do. I mean,
try and
I
get business?
intentionally, I try to get business, but I try to get business 150 or higher,
Okay.
175 or higher. I mean, that's what I go for because I mean, and that's why I don't work in the town that I live in. I work in the next town over because why should I bust? I mean, and granted, I have the lake here, and
Because
the
no one
lake
knows you
sells.
over there.
Well, no one knows me in Chester. Well, no, people know me in Chester because I've had a good run on social media and videos and things like that. But
Uh huh.
the lake is very incestuous. They use a handful of realtors for the lake. Even my own in-laws use a lake agent. There's like
Right.
five or six agents that sell just the lake.
Okay.
So
So, but think about this.
I don't even go, I don't even have to go, I don't even go after lake business. I just don't do it.
But and
So
not picking on you, but this is interesting. Is you're saying last year you were selling houses at a higher price point, and this year with home prices have increased, you're selling at a lower price point. Like that, like, and you're somehow you're making an error. Like,
well,
in
I've noticed that there's, and I brought this theory up a couple times online before. I've noticed there's a lead bubble where
okay, what does that mean?
we're generating 6 leads for every one house.
Okay,
I'm getting one call, I'm getting a call on one house today. I'm getting Bill's calling me on Main Street today.
okay,
I'm calling Bill back. Well, I'm calling Bill back. I'm emailing him. I'm texting him. But for some reason, I'm not connecting with him.
okay,
So tomorrow, Bill goes back on Zillow again, and now he gets April. And then he calls April about the house, and
okay.
April calls him back. So to me, there's a lead bubble out there. So right now, if I get a lead, I'm kind of banging away at that lead, no matter how cheap it is. But if you're less than 100,000, I'm ignoring you just because
Okay.
I just am, because I'm not gonna chase $100,000 lead just to have you get pissed off because you can't afford it or what have you. So now I'm not focusing on that 125 lead, but I'm not turning it down because they may actually be calling me back, and they may be the one good lead I got that day. So I'll go show them houses because they may be a little easier to show them that one house or two houses
So,
or three houses.
but at a
So
hundred thousand dollars for a
my
30-year
average
mortgage,
goes down a little bit, but I'm getting more leads.
you could work at McDonald's and get the and make the money to buy a house, buy $100,000 house, unless you just had crazy debt, you know.
Welcome to Michigan City.
Okay. I mean, you know, people's financial situation is a mess. There's no question about that.
I had someone call me last year to do Section 8, wanted to do a Section 8 rental, and I said, "Ma'am, I'm not a rental agent. I am not I'm not the best person for you to talk to. Here's who you should call." And I gave her to who she should call. And I was honest with her. I was flat out honest with her. She left me a shit review. She said I talked to her like she was a poor person. And I'm
Well,
like,
she is.
well, I was like, I wrote back. I said, "Ma'am, I couldn't help you, and I told you that I couldn't help you. I said I told you who to call. You talked to me like I was a poor person." I'm like, you know what? I can't help you. Goodbye.
This is like arguing with a 4-year-old in public. You can't win, and there's no way to
Yeah.
win.
So I gave up. I was just so glad she left it on one of my least known Facebook pages, and not
Right.
my Zillow. Not my Zillow. I was like, are you stupid? Yeah. Oh yeah, you are actually, and poor.
So as an agent, like going back to so the idea of producing leads, if you're whatever your system is that you've decided to produce leads, you should be able to produce those with virtually the same effort and cost, if it's at $100,000 price point for a house because you have that, or 200, like and if it drops at that higher level, I would think it's the same ratio of how many less the percentage of less homes for sale because they're higher priced, as well as buyers at that price point because it just changes in the economy. Like there's a lot less $1 million property for sale, as well as there's a lot less $1 million property buyers in my neighborhood versus our average at 500. But if I mean, so I'll use an example. I have a bigger range as well. So we were advertising. We had an ad going for properties for 345, and none of them could qualify for anything. We were getting a ton of leads, a lot of leads, and they would go right to our first time home buyer lender, and he couldn't qualify. He was qualifying 1 out of 15, and so we just stopped that, but we tracked it and we went, okay, we're spending X money. Now we're going to take this and we're going to move it up to 450. and we're spending the same amount of money getting less leads, but more appointments out of those leads because there were more
Right now,
serious buyers.
I'm spending more money getting less leads through Zillow, and that's
Right,
why
but are they more convertible in the way that because they're more attentive, they're more serious? Yeah,
I've actually had one guy call me on a cheap house.
okay,
Responded to him within 5 minutes. He told me his response was, "Stop calling me." I called him one time and texted him once. So I
right.
signed him up. So I signed him for a dating site.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it the people that can't afford anything are the first people to jump to do something, like to try, the people that can't, it's like the same reason you don't want to go and show people that aren't pre-qualified because you know that they're excited to see 10 houses and you're like, F you because you can't qualify for anything. That's why you didn't come to me with a pre-approval. That's a big challenge. The guy at the car dealership wants to drive every model car, but he can't afford any of them. That's our challenge. But I think at the same time, the marketing, the message, and your spend versus your conversion, I think, is an important piece. I would rather have, if you could create more qualified leads by targeting just sadly the fact is hire affluent economical financial people, if they're going to click on your ad and fill out a document or some sort of lead capture thing, they're going to be more serious. Where I mean, we had I laugh, we had a lady that like literally like nuts. She was convinced that she was going to win the Publishers Clearinghouse, and we sent our agent out there to do the presentation. Just who knows? I mean, no one believed it was going to happen, but we went through the motions. More of a learning experience because it was a new agent. He got to do a presentation. He got a signed contract. The Friday came when she was supposed to win. Nothing happened. And it's like these people are,
How do you make that call? Oh, it's Saturday morning. Hey, did you win yesterday? No.
I don't remember. I think the fact that I don't know how it ended up. I didn't follow it, but after they went, they actually when they just said they were going to the appointment and they were going to use it as training, I was like, all right, this is interesting. I felt like it was a waste of time. No, that's good. So Bill says stop buying leads and start generating them. Well,
And which is exactly what I've been working on the last couple of weeks, getting that system up and running. And it's
yeah, but
essentially kind of why
creating a marketing piece that generates leads is doing exactly that. Nothing's free. I don't care if you go door knocking, that's not free. You're ruining a pair of shoes. You're wasting your time. And if you're making
and what
$100,000
what
a year,
really constitutes a door knock at this point.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, nothing's free.
Nothing's
So
ever free. And neither the
generating
hookers.
leads, generating leads is costs you money. It's not free.
Are you joining the conversation?
Who?
How are you watching now and also on the channel
Oh, my phone.
now? Oh,
I used to do it on my second monitor, but the phone's easier.
I see.
Because did you ever notice I was always looking like this?
Well, you see, if you notice, I'm doing the same thing right now. So,
Like, yeah. So it's but I think
and essentially, I mean, I fired the coach because I just felt that it was time. I needed to. I needed to kind of go out on my own a little bit and see if I can do what I've learned or what I didn't learn. And I think one of the things okay, you know the one of the things he taught me was quit going after after the shiny object. Because I was always the guy going after the shiny object.
okay.
Oh, this is going to get me one extra sale a month. This is going to be one extra sale a month. And I would do it for a week or two, then it stopped because he didn't give me anything.
Well, absolutely.
Well,
That goes back to tracking things. What I'm talking about is, if we if you went through and you looked at, let's say you spent a year and you tracked everything, but you didn't change anything. You just had a free year, didn't matter. You were doing your business just like your normal, and you tracked. Oh, I tried this for 3 weeks. I tried this for 5 weeks. I tried this for 3 weeks. I tried this for 10 weeks. You know, and all of a sudden at the end of a year, you're like, oh my God, like you would look back, and even though let's say you even doubled your business, you couldn't look at that business and say this is why it happened. That's the
Exactly
challenge
right.
with this stuff. You know, and it's like why I'm getting so much more into analytics, that it's starting to make a lot more sense this to be able to track things. Now you still got to spend money. You actually might even have to spend more to learn this. But you also have to give things a lot more time to, kind of fish themselves out. Like, um, running an ad I mean, like running a social media ad should run for 90 days. And we run them once for a week, and then we toss them.
Yeah.
You know,
Only I'm running for 1 week is my top 5. I boost those for 1 week, and
okay,
I'm getting fabulous views, and I'm actually getting a lot of hits on my website. But that's all I'm getting right now is just the hits.
okay,
But at some point, something I just know I'm building a base. It's building a
right,
base.
yeah.
And
So
if I'm spending $10 a week, it's gonna take what $10 per week for 50 weeks is what $500.
yep. So
So
you're
if I get
boosting that.
so if I get one lead out of that, if I get one lead that closes over the year, it's more than paid for itself.
Absolutely. And you've got 52 weeks to make that happen. So that's a good program if you're committed to that. But at the
I'm
same time,
absolutely
now,
committed to that.
wait, hold on this. Think about this. Why don't you download that video and put it into an email and send an
I
email
started
once a
doing
week?
I started doing that. I started doing it this week.
Send that to your people. And then why don't you do it the same thing? Send it by text. Pick another day and
That's
send that same thing by text. You've got you're going to hit 3 different people, and in that group of each of those people, you're going to get that many people following it and watching it. You know, I mean, you could send it by messenger as well. And the thing is, each of these people, if you send it, even if the group was the same, I might watch it on Facebook. I might delete it in an email. I might look at it on text if I didn't see it in email, or at least catch it. And if you send it by messenger, I might be, the email, the text, and the messenger allows for an immediate response, to
yep.
something. Hey, that's a cool house, you know. So I think there's a way to maximize that a little bit more than just doing that Facebook post, you know. So, and there's a I don't know, you probably already are able to download your videos, right?
Oh yeah.
Does Blue Jeans allow you to do that?
Oh yeah. I download them from Facebook.
Oh, I thought, do you have, okay,
I can, but I always forget to return a recorder on for Blue Jeans.
okay.
So I just download them from Facebook the next morning.
Yeah, but you could take those and use them because your sphere of influence is going to like that even better. You know,
Yeah,
they're going to trust you more.
this gets uploaded the YouTube the next morning.
Oh, and then it's on YouTube too, as well. But what are you doing? So I haven't watched one. I saw a couple of those early on. I mean, are you are you giving? Are you just saying? Are you telling people why this is a good house? Why it's in the top 5? Things
Well,
that stand out about it?
it's usually top 5. It's the top 5 listing. It's a new listing that week through either my company or a friend of mine that's an agent that doesn't work for our company. They let me use their listing. So I tell them, what it's a 3 bedroom, 1 bath. I don't say the price. I never say the price.
Hmm.
3 bedroom, 1 bath. I describe the house. Covered front porch. What makes it unique? Ceramic floors, hardwood floors, fireplace, office in the main floor. Well,
Hmm.
wait. Then I go on to number 2. Then I describe number 2. And I try to do it from a unique location every week. I try to do it from a unique location every week. You okay over
Sorry,
there?
my kid just sent me a picture of her hair purple.
You got to kill her. I'm sorry.
Her mom. This is stupid. Good Lord. Yeah,
This
but
is
man,
live.
I think so. So those are cool things. Like, uh, because now people are seeing not just seeing
I've
a
noticed
property,
every
but
week,
they're seeing how you view a property. You know.
and every week I'm getting more and more views. Like last week's, I got 1,600 views on Facebook.
Hmm.
Now view can be as short as 3 seconds, but it's still 3 seconds that someone's seeing me or a house.
Right.
So
Now, could you get away with? Because I'm telling you, like figuring out a way, like there could potentially be a catch to sort of like a closing call to action phrase of something like, if you
if
want
you're
to
interested
learn
in any of these
about special
houses,
financing, or you know let me call.
we're in
These are
Indiana.
all great properties, but call me about them. There's a couple things that if you were my client, I would warn you about. You know,
I can't see
and
that because then I'm warning people about houses that I'm highlighting.
I wonder if that might be, that might be unethical.
Yeah, it's
I don't
because
know if it is or not.
I want until I get 20 listings a week myself. I can't be poop shitting on other people's listings.
Why not? The listing agent didn't build the house or put it in the condition it's in.
I usually say if you want more information about these houses, call me or click the link above or down below because it's above on Facebook or down below on YouTube.
Right.
And
Okay.
that link is a Google link or Google shortened link to my website to
Right.
that IDX page on my website.
The
That
actual
makes
link
sense.
is for that listing is on your website.
Yep, because I've got IDX on my site. Hey, at this point it's 9:20. Let's call it an evening. With
Awesome.
my,
This is good talk.
I appreciate being on with me as always.
Yes.
Why just seek buyers? Have you tried the same type of video for information about buyers? Why just seek buyers? Have you tried the same type of video for information? Oh, yeah, I have. I'm gonna start doing that again. I used to do a drive-by video that I would call it, and I would drive through the like a subdivision and talk about like about houses that were for sale in that subdivision. The average house in subdivision has three car garage, sells for 190 or higher, and the average size is 2,200 square feet or higher. That's what I would do. That's what I would do, Jay. That's what I've done in the past. I'm gonna do that. Start doing that again. I would call that my Zillow killer. So if someone wanted to. What was your question, Arm? There are 6 presidents not burned on U.S. soil. Name 2 of them. I have no clue. Who are 6 presidents not? We have 6 presidents not burned on U.S. soil. Who are 2 of them? I don't know. Give me. Yeah, I don't know. I appreciate it, Jay. I would appreciate your idea. Thank you, Warren. I don't know the answer to your question. Give me the answer, and we'll call it a night. You know the answer to this question?
I'm not
Bush v.
seeing this
Bush.
question. Bush and Bush. Are we? What is it? Adam, is Warren talking about sex again?
It could be. We just gotta let him go sometimes.
Questionable.
All right, guys. Andrew, appreciate you being on tonight.
Hey, wait.
Appreciate
So
it.
next week, let's talk about ways to
Next
use
week,
video and
next week,
listings.
next week is going to be hopefully Eli Torres talk about
Ooh.
how the hurricane is affecting his business down in Houston. I'll be talking to him this week to set that up for next week. So, but if he doesn't, we'll talk about video and listings.
All right. Sounds good. See you in
Thanks,
the.
guys. Have a good night.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Quit.
I'm quitting.